In 1974, when Democrats couldn't find someone to run for the United States Senate, we found a Chittenden County State's Attorney who had no business getting in the race, no possibility of winning. And in that Watergate year, he won. And the first vote he cast was to end the war in Vietnam. And in 1980, the year of the Reagan landslide, when senators who had taken courageous positions on budget and tax policy, Democrats, were erased throughout the country, two survived. One was Patrick Leahy, the other was Gary Hart. In the 1986, when the Republican governor, Dick Snelling, very respected person, was the lion who was going to finally take Senator Leahy down, he won by an overwhelming margin, and on and on. And in this year, when we face troubled times, one thing endures. The Pat Leahy who was there for Vermont in 1974, the Pat Leahy who was there in 1980 and 86, is the same Pat Leahy who was there for Vermonters in 2010, and we are proud, we are fortunate, not just as Vermonters, but as Americans, to have Patrick Leahy going back to the United States Senate to fight for us and to give Vermont its voice in the United States Senate. Patrick Leahy.
Peter, you talk about 1974. I don't think we had as many Democrats in the whole state that year. It feels very, very good to be here. And you can see why I'm always so happy in Washington to say I served with Peter Welch, because he has a commanding degree of respect by both Republicans and Democrats in the House of Representatives. And I don't know how many times House leaders have called me and said, you don't have to worry about whatever the issue was involving Vermont. Peter has it under control. He's lining up the votes. You're going to win. Peter, all Vermonters should thank you for that. Judy Bevins, thank you for leading our party. You have done an extraordinary job. You keep these fractious Vermonters. And the beauty of our party, we are across the spectrum, and you've kept us all together, and thank you so much for doing that. Marcel and I were listening to the returns up at our farmhouse in Middlesex last night, and I got to tell you, I am humbled by the vote that you gave me in my primary. I cannot imagine anything that humbled me more. I appreciate it. I want you to know we both appreciate it. And Marcel, you will have that bumper sticker, I promise you. Thank you. Thank you for your support. And Peter, you mentioned our governors. Governor Kunin, who's standing right behind you. Governor Dean, who's over here. Governor Hoff. You know what Madeline and Howard and Phil should show all Vermonters? What happens when you have a Democrat as governor? Think how proud all three made us. And I am so glad you're here. And this is what we're going to do again this year. My campaign manager, Carolyn Dwyer, would remind me, yeah, she deserves a hand too. We do have checks for Jim Condos, thank you, Doug Hoffer, there you go, and the Vermont Senate victory, Where's Senator Campbell? Speaker Smith?
And I'm going to raise some more for the party, too.
You know, let me tell you about our candidates for governor. Marcel and I have been all over the state since the Senate recess after the Kagan nomination, and we heard everywhere we went. We heard, I can't make up my mind. I like all the Democrats who are running. And I said, you like them all because they're all qualified to be governor. And I think that's why, contrary to my estimation, press estimation, everybody else's estimation, we had about triple the turnout. And an August primary, the first time ever, it shows the enthusiasm there is for our Democratic nominees. They're each qualified to lead our state. They each have a tremendous record of service. I want to thank each one of them for what they have done. Susan and Matt and Deb and Doug and Peter, we have to be proud of all these people. And I am certain that even though the results are not yet certain, I am certain of one thing. Our nominee is going to be the best choice to lead our state. Our nominee is going to have my full and daily and constant support from one end of this state to the other, and the full support of everybody here. And Vermont is a better place for having had these nominees, and I'd ask all of them to come up here and join me on the podium. And I'm so proud